Hey kids, it's Mark Miller here. Welcome everybody. Let's get right into it. We'll talk about what we're going to do today. We're working with the CardEvent queue. Yesterday we created this queue to handle multiple kinds of mutually exclusive events. Video, audio, events. Things that need to happen things that need to happen in sequence. And some examples are weather effects and stampede effects. So we created a dictionary of queues. Actually, we used a list instead. We used a list of queues. Is what we did. We built it, we added it. Let's see here, create the expressions function queue effect. We did that. Let's go ahead and start checking some things off of here. Delete a checkbox here. All right. So we have done this. This is now a list. And I think we called it something else. Card event, maybe? I think is what we called it. Yeah. We also created descendants. Card event to manage weather and stampedes. So 2 descendants. But these are not really filled out much right now. If we look at the descendants up here. There's just the activate we've overridden right here in that one. What's the other one look like? Nothing going on. Okay, so we need to fill these out. This is what we're going to work on today. Needed to queue at the right time for each category in the dictionary. We kind of did that. We need to know when an event is complete. That's part of filling this out. Whether the answer is complicated, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no. Hey Pudding, welcome my friend. What do you mean, oh no? I'm about to get pudding all over me, man. I just, got cleaned up for the show. So with weather, the answer is complicated. Counting down the minute, we enter combat. Yeah. We need to switch to 1 round. It's either going to be 1 minute or it's going to be 1 round. But whether some item knows when it's done. I think that's the case all the time. Hey, how you doing? Yeah? You gonna ever come back and see me again?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Bye. You want a kiss? We have to do it off screen. Hold on a second, kids. That might have been loud. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah. So there's some issues here. Stampedes are 2 components, video, a die roll, which could take time to complete. So in both of these cases, the descendants need to know when they're done. Once we know the descendant knows when they're done, then we can dequeue. So my thoughts on this are, well, the way we've done it is we've set up in the manager, we've got a timer that fires every 800 milliseconds. It goes to the time elapsed. It says calls dequeue if possible, and here we're checking to see if the active event is null or the active event is done, in which case we dequeue now. So the active event needs to set it to done. Now what we're doing right now is we're setting it to null here, but that's a mistake. That was just a temporary thing so that we could test. We need to not do that, and instead what we need to do is find the right time to finish. So I'll delete this line of code, and let's jump into our change weather card event. So here we need to see if we're in battle or not. Does the Dungeon Master app have something that checks to see if we're in battle? It does not. Does it have a reference to the game? It does not. Okay, we're going to extend iDungeon Master app a bit because we need to get a few more things. We need to return an instance of the game. Get game. Maybe I should make it a property. Why don't we see the game here? Oh, it's a D&D game. Like that. Maybe I'll just make it a property. Like that. Okay, so we're going to do that to get the game back, because we need the game to be able to find out if we're in battle or not, I think. With this, I think we can check it now. If dungeonmaster.game in combat, perfect. Then we can make a decision here or do something else. Do we have events? We do. So now we know we're going to enter combat. I think we need to know. I think the other thing we can do too is there's an add alarm. Alarm. Create alarm. And the name is going to be the weather event. I think. Hold on just a second, kids. I hear a dog. I think maybe in the room the dog does not want to be in. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Just realized I was muted, kids. We're going to create one round right here. D&D Time Spent does not have support for one round, it looks like. I'm slightly worried about it because we're dealing with the clock. Is Mark muted? I was. Design Patterns. I was. Sorry about that. I'm just back now. Thank you. I just rescued the dog from the room, and I was muted for a moment there. Okay. Look at this. How are we doing this with rounds? I see how we're doing it with actions. What's going on with actions? Time measure. Oh, I do have rounds. Sweet. I'm not going to have to work hard. Cool. We just need to get one round, add that in along with one action and all the other pieces that we have out there. Right there. That's good. I was a little worried I'd have to go drilling down into some space that were going to be tough. From rounds. Nice. Okay, so there's my one round right there. So we're going to set an alarm to fire in one round from now. And if all that code is working correctly, you know, regardless of whose turn it is, if it's my turn, then when it comes back to my turn again, that alarm will be done. So the time event handler is my alarm handler. My one round is done. Like that, and then there's additional data we can send it. Let's declare the method. Right there. When we say one round is done, I think what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, if we got that event, we're going to say is done is equal to true. Which means we are now ready to go to get out of here and have another event in the queue play. If we're not in combat, there's one other thing I want to do too when that alarm goes off is I want to subtract our event handler from the Dungeon Master app, and it looks like I'm going to need that in my additional data. Somehow, yeah, you know what? I think this call to activate, these parameters to activate should really be fields on CardEvent. That's what I think. So when we call queue event here, we need to pass in these guys, I think. I was holding them here, but now I don't think I need to hold on to them anymore. I was only needing to hold them on to them here to pass them into activate, but I don't need that anymore. So we're going to get rid of those. We'll instead pass these two in. Here, let's go in here, add this parameter. That. And let's add this guy in as well. Oops, meant that to be a Dungeon Master app. That. Okay, cool. So now the call to queue event comes in, we create it, and now I want to pass these guys into the create piece of this. Okay, good. And this one as well. Hold on, I want to report an issue. So, oops, that's not the wrong button I wanted to press. That's the wrong button there. All right, so I'm here and I wanted to add, you'll have to roll back by about 40 seconds, I think. But I was here and I pressed num0 to bring up the menu. I chose add parameter. Now, if I do it slowly, it worked, right? That's fine. Let me undo that. And now let's do it quickly. I did it really quickly, and I got something different. So we come in here. I'm going to hit add parameter and paste very quickly. 1, 2. Look at what I did before. Let me see if I can do it one more time. I'm not able to get it fast enough now. But before, I think it was the speed. Yeah, I just can't get it. Take a look at it. You'll have to roll back, but look at what happened. I'm pretty sure all I did was I hit enter and then pasted immediately, and I had a very unusual selection. The selection was 4 characters long, just like null is right here, and it was, and as I recall, it was, well, you can see it. You can go roll back and take a look at it. Anyway, that was the problem, but I can't reproduce it now. Okay, let me mark that as a bug. We'll put that out there. An issue for the devs to look at. Add parameter corruption. Maybe caused by really fast pasting. That's what my speculation is on that. How you doing, Design Patterns? How are you doing, Pudding? You guys doing okay? Hope everybody's doing well out there. All right, I've got these 2 pieces in here. Now what I want to do is I want to create a new card event. That's my local variable right there. Yee, says Pudding. Pudding's doing okay. Let's do this, result, and put my return down here. Set this result equal to null right there. Sandra looks so cute in last night's show. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. Got a lot of overkill in terms of the key press visualization up here. That's good. Glad to hear that. Just doing our best, man, to get a good show every time. Okay, got some feedback that I was like a little bit too crazy last night. I need to pull it back a bit. Doing good. Getting back to watching the show. Okay, Design Patterns. I'm glad you're here. Let's see if we can get a good show for you here. Okay, so I'm going to do the result here. Now that I've got my result instance here, I'm going to set it that equal here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. And then I'm going to come down here and say, hey, if not null, then I'm going to come in and say result dot, and I want to say OBS manager is equal to OBS manager. And I want to come down here and say the Dungeon Master app is equal to the Dungeon Master app. Lowercase I think. Like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's declare both of these. And declare this one. Yeah, this is going to be better. Excuse me. All right. Now that we set these here, we can go look at our activate. We can take our activate and we're going to say, let's remove these parameters. I wonder if I can use the change signature to remove these. Oh, yeah. I'll take that. Cool. All right, now I've got the call to activate in here. Do we still have these? These are here. We need to get rid of these. And this one as well. Okay, there's the refactoring. That refactoring looks complete. Now go back to the weather card event. Okay, so if we're not in combat, we're going to come down here and we're going to create a 1 minute. Do I bet I have a 1 minute? Wouldn't that be nice? There it is, right there. And here we're going to say 1 minute is done. Clear that. Okay, cool. And now here we're going to say is done is true. Now we have this one situation here. If we enter combat, oops, sorry, I don't want it here. I want it here. So we're not in combat here, but I want to know if we go into it. So if we go into it, then what that means is I don't care anymore about that other alarm. I think there might be a way to delete alarms by name. Remove. Oh yeah, with the word alarm in it. Clear all alarms. So I'm going to say clear alarm by name. Or maybe remove alarm by name. And I want to give this a different name. I'm going to call this 1 minute. And this one, weather event 1 round. And then we want to take this one. Let me declare this as a constant. I'm going to remove it by name. Pop that right there. And let's go declare that. And implement that. Some other clock methods there. There we go. Clear all alarms. Pop it in right there. Move alarm by name. What is time clock? D&D time clock. Yeah, we're passing those alarms. Okay. So we want to go into time clock. Do we have something in time clock that already does this? Got to remove alarm by name. Sweet. All right. So if we enter combat, we're going to remove that alarm, and then we're going to recreate a different one for create in combat alarm. We call that. So that's going to take care of this part of the spec here that says, hey, if we're counting down the minute and we enter combat, we need to switch to 1 round. And maybe we only do that if more than 6 seconds is on the clock. Of course, if we switch to run 1 round, it's essentially functionally the same, even if that is the case. So I'm just going to say, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I think this is going to work. We need to set some breakpoints in here and kind of test it out to see if that's the case or not. That's what we're looking for. Something like this to work. Let's see if it builds. Okay. That's going to be easy to fix, I think. Bubbles are broken. Okay, at least we know how to fix that. Give me a second. Why are bubbles broken? I wonder if there's a starting sequencing order here. Restarting. Try bubbles now. Footing. Yeah. There you go. Two fanfares one day. What could be better? Hold on. I was looking for refactoring in here. Encapsulate property. No, I wanted encapsulate field. Sorry. That's what I want right there. So now that goes away. Now we should be able to run. So I've been intermittent fasting, I believe is what it's called, where I still eat every day, but I restrict my eating time to 8 hours. I've been doing it for about 6 days. It's not bad. Okay, we started up. Let's go out to Streamloots. Let's get a weather card up here. Let's play the card. All right, so here's the call to activate. All right, now the weather keyword is drizzle. Are we doing anything with the weather keyword here yet? Oh yeah, we did. We called show weather and it's raining on me right now. Cool. And then we're going to check to see if we're entering combat or not. We're creating alarm for 1 minute and then we're gonna run. Now in 1 minute, we should get right here. Meanwhile, I'm gonna play another card, a snowstorm card, and while it comes up, it's not going to snow immediately, I think. That's good news. After a minute passes, that'll we should see that alarm minute in game time. So whenever time that started, I can also advance the clock here. Add a couple seconds here. Try to get us to accelerate a little faster through time. There we go. All right, cool. So now we're at the breakpoint for 1 minute is done. We've got this. I think we need to restore the weather on here. So what happens when we pass in like empty to show weather? Nope, it's expecting that. Where's my clear all weather? I'm not seeing anything in the weather manager to clear the weather settings. All right, let me just run it a second. There's snow queuing in right afterwards. That's cool. So snow came in right afterwards. That's awesome. So this line of code works. We know that. I want to look at the button press for the weather. Inside scenes, inside weather, I have a clear visuals call. Show weather none. Okay, so that's what I have to pass in when I'm ending it. So when this 1 minute is done here, we'll accelerate time here. We'll just add a minute to the clock here so we do it immediately. All right, we're in here. Now I want to call show weather none. And I think that'll get rid of it. Nice. Okay, that gets rid of it. Good. What's under combat? So play the snow card. We're going to enter combat. Just hit the button. Oh, activate got hit first. Now entering combat. Cool. So now we're going to remove the 1 minute alarm. Create the in combat alarm. And let's see if the 1 round alarm works here. We've got 1 round is done. Entering combat twice. Why are we coming in twice here? Button enter combat. Click. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Let's copy it. Make a note of this. Try to compare that with the first one. All right, running. Creating combat alarms. So we're creating 2 of those. I'm not so happy about that. A third one. What's happening here? Shoot, we're coming from this safe invoke, so we really aren't getting the rest of the call stack. So I guess we got to go find how we get to here. That's what I think we have to do. What are we calling that from save invoke? 1 there. It's just that 1, it looks like. That's what Yeah, it seems to be coming from this call here, enter combat. Let's run it. Creating combat alarm. All right, did we lose our connection? I'm wondering. No, it looks like we did not lose it here. I'm not, even though we entered combat, I didn't see that thing change. Right there, the clock should be changing. So let's hit combat. Let's enter combat again. Okay, so what's our call stack now? Got a message received? Or are we getting tripling up on the messages received? I've seen this before, and I don't know why this is happening. Let's run and see if we get the second one. No, we're not getting the breakpoint here. Okay, now I'm like, wait, what's going on? It's all stacked. This guy's... Time we saw that it changed. I'm off on hunting this bug down is what I'm doing. Team combat, going back in again. Let's go figure this out. There's the enter combat here. Call stack is... Pardell's raiding with a party of 8. Pardell, thanks for the raid.
Michael Jolly.
I know. I gotta fix it. No, 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 no. Oh, man. Oh, man. How you doing, bald bearded builder? I'm hunting a bug. I just got a squirrel, a rabbit hole. And the rabbit hole opened up, and it's a bug, and I'm looking to find it. It's I'm getting multiple messages when we enter combat in Dungeons & Dragons, when I should just get one when we enter combat. Chris Jones is out there. Hey, Chris Jones. Luke O'Codes. Hey, Luke. First time I think I recognize you out here, Luke, I think, but glad to have you with us. Old Bearded Builder's out there flying his drone. By the way, Triple B, you've got to see Surly Dev's drone. Drone squadron, formation drone squadron. It's amazing. He's got the drones just doing these beautiful S curves in here, controlling it all by chat. You can go to another, you can go to twitch.tv if you want. You can go to twitch.tv. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. Cool. You can go to out to drone commands if you want to command your drone without spamming the chat room. You just, throw your drone up there. Yeah, it's super impressive what he's doing. Okay, so anyway, back over to my rabbit hole I'm going down here. Inner combat's getting triggered multiple times here. And by the way, just for kids who are not been here before, we're working in C#. We're building ESPN quality level special effects for Dungeons & Dragons is what we're doing. So you can see the dice out here. There's the character sheet up there for Fred. At least one of the pages of it. You've got the Code Rush layer out on top of that. That's just for this stream. But we've got all kinds of effects in there. All kinds of effects are going on. Anyway, let's go figure this out. See if we can figure this out. I'm getting a on message received, handle message, and then we're static commands execute. Execute command, enter combat. Okay. So set a message, a breakpoint there. Run again. 1 round is done. Okay, then we're exiting that. The rain should stop, I think. Yeah, it's firing multiple times because we're creating multiple events. There's another one in here, I think. Chat message is what? That's just Bald Beard Builder talking to us now. All right. I think it was. I don't see him right there. How you doing, Coding Gorilla? Coding Gorilla's out there with us. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Combat again. And go back into combat one more time. Let's clear the visuals. There's no more rain coming out here. Let's go into combat. Enter combat. Here we go. Look at the chat. Handle message. So it's coming from here. Message received. And then I'm going to say run. Entering combat. Well, this is coming from that one piece we just were at. Only happening once now. At least I think. Let's try one more time. Let's double check. Coming back in one more time. One's here. One. And one's there. Okay, so now it's not happening. I can't reproduce the bug. All right. Now we're in combat. Let's play the card. Here comes the rain card. The card is in. We're activating it. We're creating the alarm. Creating combat alarm. So 1 round. We're looking for 1 round to complete. Let's see if that at least works. So we're going to have to go hunt that one down too. So who's going first? My turn is first. We don't have the name tags up here because I turned them off. Did we hit a breakpoint? 1 round is done. Oh, no. No. It's not done. No, we didn't even start. Because we hadn't hit the... All right, we got to figure that out. The round is being triggered. The end of the round is being triggered a bit too soon. Is the problem? I think is the problem. Let's do it again. Let's exit. Go back in. 1. It's not reproducible now. That's it. Okay, entering combat. Let's hit the next turn button first. So I'm going to start it because it was just as I hit the next turn button that it said, okay, the round is done. But we hadn't started the round yet. Now let's see if we start and now it works, then that means we just have a kind of a state bug just at the beginning here. So it's Fred's turn now. Let's go ahead and put, well, we'll go ahead and hit next turn on this. So it's raining and we're looking for it to stop raining when the round is completed. Let's see, it's my turn, somebody else's turn, somebody else's turn, somebody else's turn. Round 2. That also didn't look good. 1 round is done. We're expecting that to happen. No. Well, that's not good at all. What happens when we advance the clock? Yeah. Nothing's happening. Okay, let's go figure that out. Exit combat. Let's clear the weather effect. Alright, let's verify it works outside of combat. So we play the card. Activate. Now it should last for a minute. That's the D&D clock right there. I'm just going to advance the clock by a minute. All right. Now we got 1 minute is done and it stops. So that part is working. We've got some foundational bedrock to put our feet on. Let's see if we can keep going here. Make this work here. Alejo Taliento says, nice job. Wow. Okay. All the Bearded Builder says I can talk. So make sure I'm not missing anything over there in the chat room. Let me know, kids, if I am. You can type in bang, M-A-R-K, if you want to get my attention. Like that. If you want. Okay. All right, cool. Thanks for the follows, Greg Holmes, Pardell. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Okay, so back to combat. We got two problems we got to find here. Enter combat. What's really interesting is this event is still here. In this, which should be a brand new instance, the fact that we showed up here, I saw this breakpoint here, and that doesn't make sense. In combat alarm. That doesn't make sense to me. Here's the alarm. Let's just trigger by saying next turn. And now let's look at our call stack here and see where our logic problem is. So we've got advanced round. It only gets to trigger alarm right here. Round specifier is none. The alarm has no round specifier. That's not cool, I think. I think. Round specifier is only used here. Is it really the round? Is it? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give this some thought. I'm going to basically say, look, I've got an issue with the alarms, with round-based alarms in the B&D clock. So I'm going to need to hunt that down. I'm going to need to find that and fix it. Find it and fix it. Them. I think there are two bugs here. Two issues here. I'm just putting that in as a big fat to do. I'm not going to solve that right now. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm instead stay focused over here on the CardEvents and make sure we've got cleanup okay and everything's working the way I'm expecting to over here. We've got all the events still in place. I do want to, so with that in focus, I'm going to enter combat one more time. Play the card. Okay, we get to activate first. Combat alarm, that's good. Alright, so that looks okay to me. Let's see. Advance around. There we go. We've got this erroneous call way too soon. We'll fix that. And I'm also not stopping the weather when I get down here, and I need to do that as well. So let's play another card, I guess. Do that there, like that. Okay. Ooh, we got it. One round is done work that time, it looks like. Why? Say rain. Go. There's rain, we've activated it. I'm going to clear this one and clear that one. And then let's do a round, advance a round. See if this time rain goes away when it comes back to Fred's turn again. Yeah, looks like maybe it is. Let me clear the breakpoint. Is the bug only on the start then? Let's make it my turn. Play card. Play the snow card. Oh, rain card. Sorry, I thought it was snow. Next, bring it back to my turn. And it stops. Snow. Watch it carefully. Just want to make sure it's actually stopping just as it's my turn. No, it's as we advance the round. That's problematic. Okay. So if we come in here and play it, it's not having a sense of turns. That's the problem. So we need to give the clock clocks need alarms need to hold a turn indicator. So if a clock is for one round, it fires when it's the same person's turn on the next round. That's important. The other issue is make sure this works before, after we have entered combat, but before the DM has hit the next turn button. All right, that's must be fixed for this all to work. The cool thing is, though, with weather, if we ignore that part of it right here, this bit of the logic, for weather, we now have weather, at least when we're not in combat. Let me turn off my name tag here. When we are not in combat, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do, just Fred. When we're not in combat, we play that card. That effect lasts for 1 minute. We started there about 52. Let's advance the clock. I'm going to make a button that advances by 10 seconds. Look at that. Coming up right about now, it should stop. Oh, we're on the breakpoint. And there we go. All right. Cool. One more thing. Let's play the card. Let's trigger this event. Just make sure that we are getting that event there. Enter combat. Yeah, good. Once, twice. Coming twice bugs me because it's coming in, and I'm creating an in combat alarm, and I almost feel like I've got to figure out why that's coming in twice sometimes. If it's because there's an issue with Twitch where I'm getting the message received more than once, or if there's some other bug in the code. Look at that. I'll add that in my issues. Okay. All right, next, I think I want to work on the weather effects themselves and try to figure out what the architecture for that is going to look like. Nice. Okay. So here, for example, it says cold attacks get +3 to hit, plus 3 damage bonus. So I think for this to work, I need kind of a way to, I need like a callback kind of functionality. Who's that? Who's ringing our show?
I don't know. Just this guy. Some random guy.
New Twitch show, who dis?
Hello, Mr. Miller. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Ray?
I'm not bad at all. End of another day on my side of the pond. Start of a day on yours, and we meet in the middle.
There we go. If we move over to Valencia, Spain, man, we're gonna be like lined up.
There's so many questions about that because your time zone's going to change. How's your Dragon Humpers show going to work at that point?
We're going to have to reschedule it, I think. We'll change the time on that somehow. It'll probably be better because more people in Europe will be able to see it. But right now we're looking at moving to Valencia, Spain. We're totally looking at that place. I shouldn't be telling you guys that because we'll all go and take our beautiful apartments that we're thinking about renting. One of them. Anyway, all right, so you joined just in time. We kind of finished. I'll show you what we've got working right now. If we play a weather card, it'll come in. Notice it's 8 seconds after, right there where it stopped, right over there on the clock. Yep. I'm going to add some seconds to the clock here. I'm going to spin us around. And so in about, 7 seconds, we should see the snow stop.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So that's working. We've got a couple issues. Round-based alarms in the D&D clock, not really meant to do this. The round-based alarms go off when the round starts at the very beginning, but not when we've cycled around to the next person's turn. Okay. Right? What we really want to do, it's like I kind of got to feel like I got to visualize rounds here, but I feel like the rounds are going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got these turns as well. Like
so turns are within a round. So if you've got 4 people, there's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, then 2.1.
Exactly.
Well, possibly with Dungeon Master or NPC related things in between. But
but this this column represents the total number of players. What turn, what player it is, and you could go up to whatever number, right? And maybe a dot doesn't make sense here. Maybe it's more like this.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I like the document small. Anyway, for at least visualizing here, it's like it makes a lot of sense because I want to kind of work out the logic. There's also a concept of a 0, which means no one has started their turn yet, right?
Yes.
So we've entered battle, but we haven't hit the next turn button to see whose turn it is.
See, this is an interesting point because whilst you've got turns and rounds kind of listed as point items, they all have duration, don't they? There's the start of the round and the end of the round, which is all of the 1 point something inclusive.
Right, it's 6 seconds.
But
Exactly.
equally, there's the turn of player 1, which will have a start and an end, and there's a bit in the middle where they're doing things. So
Yeah.
you might have some things where you want to know that things have started, and another part where you want to know if it's ended.
Don't make me go crazy now, man. That's getting a level of complicated I'm not sure I want right now for the alarms, right? Because the alarms are like, oh man, I just want to be able to say, okay, let's set an alarm and for one round, right? If I say I want to do a one, set an alarm for one round, I want the state. So this is like this kind of represents my state right here.
So let me ask you a question then. If we have this need to set an alarm for one round, but it happens during 1.2, does that mean you want the alarm to sound at roughly the same time in 2.2 or at the end of 1.4?
Yeah, no, so no, it's 2.2 is where I want it to be.
Okay.
So
you could argue that one round is n turns, where n is the number of players.
yes, I think that's a good point. Let me just put that over here. An alarm for one round could be n turns. Yeah, I love it. Where n...
And that allows you to break it now down all into turns rather than rounds, maybe.
of players, right. So we assume that if the alarm is set while 1.1 is going, the alarm is set at the beginning of 1.1's turn.
Okay.
So when it's back to 1.1's turn again,
Yes.
it's the alarm fires.
Cool. Yeah, that works.
Okay. What's the alarm for, though? Pudding. In this case, the alarm
It's pudding time.
is to end the weather effect, but we're using alarms all over the place in
We use them to end effects that last for, not just weather effects, but magic that was given, I think, at some point, wasn't it? You know, there's a spell that's influencing someone for a quantity of time, and it's measured in this D&D time, which is not just hours, minutes, seconds, but also rounds and turns and short waits and long waits or rests, maybe, was it?
Yeah.
Mind you, they had predetermined D&D times as well, so yeah, it all folded back fairly well.
Yeah. I do have this enum that I think addresses what you're talking about a little bit. I've worked on this before. None, start of turn to end of turn for round specifier. So there's a little bit of that going on with the round specifier there. Let's see. There's create alarm. Where else are we using round specifier? Here's the time span, the D&D time span. The time measure. Do we have something in turns?
Doesn't
We
look
don't
like it.
have anything in turns. So we were going to explore this and add this. How are we doing here? We would add like a from turns right here. And that would be this time span. And the round specifier, start of turn, end of turn, this should really be called the turn specifier. And it shouldn't be specifier, maybe. It should be the turn point.
Yeah, it's kind of like a point of origin or a point of reference.
Already got something in there.
It's a relative something, I don't know.
Turn location? It's kind of, I'm using a term for space, but it's a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Let's go back to specifier. It's a little vague, but so now we got the turn specifier. Let's change round specifier to turn specifier. Like that. Now it's a little bit better. Get round specifier. Okay. Got some durations pieces right here. What's going on here? From duration stir. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and add one right here. Duration is equal to turn. Do I move the...
In that previous location where you renamed a couple of methods from rounds to turns, the specifier piece,
yeah,
was there not, and it's not that one on screen, it was somewhere else, was there a piece before that calculating a duration but definitely based on rounds, which we're now pushing into something that knows about turns?
I don't think so. I think we were here. We're looking at this. We kind of were tabbing to next reference through turn specifier, I think.
Yeah, I feel like there was another one.
Here's the turn specifiers, turn specifier none. This is in
That's
creating a
all
D&D
good.
time span.
Was it the...
And there's not that many of these in here. So this one, I want to rename this. I think we're good, is my...
I think it was an assignment to a duration, and it was like a from duration or something like that.
Okay, we'll keep looking. Okay. I think we've gone full circle. I think we're good. I don't think,
okay.
but I appreciate the idea there. I think that there's also that list of
there.
Here or before?
There. Sorry, I maybe missed it before. So on line 220, you are taking a from rounds and getting a time span. Oh no, you're right, sorry. I thought 221 was then taking that time span and getting a turn specifier. And therefore we were kind of crossing the streams. The first line talks about rounds, the second line talks about turns. Within that. That's definitely the code I was concerned about. Maybe I was concerned for no reason, but it feels a little weird that we've got the words round and turns in the same singular piece of logic.
Yeah, well, this is where we were actually... This is where this came into play, where it would be like a magic effect would last for one round, and end at the start of your turn or the end of your turn. And so this method is taking that round plus the words afterwards and getting a turn specifier from it. So it's pulling that data.
But the nature of the specifier is just the, start of or end of, so it's not actually a worrying problem.
Right. We've essentially just refactored is what we've done. Here we go. From turns, we built that already, so that part is good. So I just had to finish that up there. So duration is equal to turn. I feel like there's a deal with duration that's not happening here that I'm concerned about, which is what happens if duration is plural in the data coming in. And I thought there was a point where we would just remove the last S, as I recall, but I'm not seeing it here, so it must be other code. Like this code here is pretty resilient, is looking for index of day, dawn, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with this for now. Anyway, there's nothing that I know of that's happening here anyway, but I just want to kind of let's keep following along this path and see if we can now add this idea of time measure turns into the D&D clock. Right? Days, minutes, hours, seconds, all of that gets turned into actual time. Actions, let's see what's going on with actions. Whenever counting the actions, not really. So, okay. So we've kind of have this ability now to count turns in our time measure, but it doesn't seem to have much to do with the clock.
As I recall, there were types of time measurement which could definitely be turned back into real time. So
Yes.
something was 6 seconds long, for example, and that would be a definitive thing we could do. But there were others, I think possibly actions was one of them, where that wasn't a certainty. And that means that we can't set alarms involving those types of time measurement. Equally, we need to be hoping that none of our effects that we wish to be alarmed about or be alerted to will resolve in N actions, if that happens to be the case.
You say,
Because we won't be able to predict a point in the future where those things have expired.
you know, Roy, I didn't follow you entirely on that. Can you give that to me one more time?
Let's pick an example. Am I right in saying the action has no specific translation back to real time?
Right.
Is that one of those that doesn't?
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So let's use that. That means that we can't set an alarm for 6 actions time because we can't translate it to real time that has expired.
Kind of, yeah. An
Yeah,
action takes
and that
place
means
within
that we
a
have
6-second span. A 6-second span is everybody's turn. So
Right.
if you had 100 people, it's 100 people taking a turn.
So we can't deal with a situation, and hopefully one doesn't exist, where, let's say, something like a weather effect will expire in N actions time, because we can't definitively calculate when that is.
We might be able to, and I'm just trying to figure that out, is what I'm trying to figure out if we can
Okay.
do it or not. Part of what's going on is this future time. So we know, for example, if we're going to set the alarm for 1 round, the future time is 6 seconds in advance. Right? Now, if we want to
Yep.
add this counter, like, look at this. I've got a current turn index coming in here. Ooh, the alarm's got a turn index on it. See that?
Yeah.
That's essentially, we're talking about comparing these numbers on the right. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so that's good news. What's going on with turn index? You can create the alarm, pass in the turn index to it. It's only being set here in this constructor, which is then called from here. Hold on a second. That's the daily alarm. Here it's called from here. Turn index is there. Turn index is -1 coming in. This is create alarm. I'm pretty sure this is what we're calling from our weather card event weather. What is it? The thing, base weather. What's going on now? Shoot, what is it? Here it is, change weather card event. Create alarm. I drill in. It's not the same one. This goes to the time clock, but the time clock takes the turn index. Right there, off to the right. See that? So,
Yep.
so we could change the signature, which I'm gonna do. Try to stop me. We're gonna say turn index make it equal to -1, just like the default is down below. Cool. Next, we need to figure out the turn index that we're currently at. Let's go look at trigger alarms for a second and see where it's getting the turn index from. Who's tracking it? The trigger alarms. I think it's this one. Current turn index. Set time, turn index. This looks like it's a field. Nope, it's a parameter, sorry. It's just optional, nobody's passing it in here. Anybody else passing in the turn index? There it is. DD time clock advance. Who's passing it in here? Who's passing it in here? Initiative index. Game has it.
See, it kind of makes sense because if you want to advance the clock by 1 turn, that's fine. If you happen to advance it by sufficient turns to cover the end of a round, then you need to now go forward by a round, which is what, the 6 seconds essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a in between seconds, kind of.
Yeah. So what I want to do here, we're gonna pass it no data, no player, but we're gonna pass it at the Dungeon Master app .game .initiative index. That's what I think we're going to do. Oops, that's not here. This is the 1 minute one. We want to do it for the round right here.
Yeah.
That's for the round one. Let's start it up and see if that does anything for us. Wouldn't that be sweet? Now, we still have a problem at the very beginning, I think. Because at the very beginning, my initiative index, I don't know what it is. At the very beginning, we haven't started anything yet, so we need to...
That's right. With no combat started, there's no initiative roll, therefore there's nothing really going on.
Yes, we've got to find and solve that problem. Okay, so let's play the weather card. Let's enter combat, I guess, first. We'll advance the turn once. We'll hit the button at least once. All right, I'm going to hit the next turn button. Fred's turn. Next, let's play the card. Play the card. What I really kind of wanted to have happen, there we go, cool, it's snowing. So when we get back to Fred's turn, I want it to stop. That's what I'm hoping. 1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5. Good.
Hey.
Now let's advance it. I want to, but he was the first, remember? So when we switched to Fred's turn, the round advanced. That actually worked exactly like that before. Let's make it my turn right here.
So now we're on a non-round boundary.
Yes. And now I want to play it again. See what happens. Go. There's the play. And now advance the round, advance
Paying
the turn.
attention to the icon, sorry, the portrait in the upper left there. So back to Fred. So when this hits Merkin, we're expecting the snow to stop, or hoping it will.
Right. That's what we're looking for. So I think we're about to hit it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still going, and it survived the original round.
Nice.
And there we go. That's
Nice.
great.
Okay, good. That's awesome. So now we just got to
Systems
figure...
that do what you want them to do.
Yeah, that's
good.
sweet. All right, cool. So now we've got, and we fixed one of the issues here, which I'm super thankful for. Let's move to the turn indicator, which they kind of were doing now. I think the turn index is something we can specify. It's not that the alarm needs to hold it, but we can specify when we create the alarm. So that's kind of happening already. Okay, one advisors when the same person, make sure this works. So that one's working. This one, make sure this works after we've entered combat, but before the DM has hit the next turn button. Pretty sure.
All right, so that's
failed.
our edge case you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I think is not going to work. So let's exit combat. Let's enter combat. Play the card. And let's hit the next turn button. Here's before, this is where it stopped. And it stops.
Right.
So that we have to absolutely fix. Let's set some breakpoints to find out what the data looks like. So set a breakpoint here. Let's exit combat. We're going to have to re-enter it again. Okay, let's play the card. Breakpoint. What are you, active index? You -1. Does game know how many players there are? Because I could just set it to the player count. Look at this.
What's the meaning of it being played when the turn has not advanced to the person with highest initiative? What's the intention of the person playing the card?
Well, they just want to play the card. We've entered battle, right? They don't. I don't care what their intention is. No different from how playing the card at any other time. So I think it looks like this. I want to say, hey, look, if this is equal to -1, then that means, whoa, we haven't started. We haven't.
Oh, right. The card is not being played targeting someone. It's being played at a time,
yes.
Which just happens to be before combat has started.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is supposed to last a round, right? So you want it to, or a number of turns. So you want it to expire when you get round to player 1, in the index sense, initiative sense, for the second time.
Yes.
So everyone should get precisely 1 turn, and then we expire the snow.
Yeah, so if it's -1, I'm going to say it's equal to player count. Shoot, is this going to be... I'm not sure player count is the right one.
Isn't that the wrong end? Shouldn't it be as if it was almost the first players? So if nobody has done anything, then it's almost the same as if the first person with highest initiative is doing so. The trouble with that is that won't it expire immediately?
Yes.
As that person starts.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying there, is that it's the what I was imagining.
Oh,
is,
you're having the tail end of round 0.
Yeah, what I want to do is by specifying player count, it's going to be too many, and then we're just going to use the fact that the round is advanced as the one. So,
gotcha.
So in fact, I think I could even come in here and say 1,000, and this will still work. Well, that's what I think. Valid expression in term. What's going on over there? All this snow, my PTSD is kicking in. Is power going to go out? It's going to be okay. Where's my missing? Oh, there it is, right there. Initiative index. Yeah. So I think that we can just set this some number so it just forces it to the next turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to hit the next turn button, and it doesn't go away. Now let's see if we get all the way through everybody. And it goes away. So,
okay.
So that kind of is, it just needs a big number here. We just need a big number here. That's kind of what we need. Bigger than all the players.
Well, player count +1.
Well, here's the problem. I want to check this. Let's add an NPC. I want to know player count is...
Does it include the NPCs?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. So let's go. At this point now, these guys are not in battle.
You kind of want a creature count, don't you?
Yeah, that's kind of what I want. I just want to know if it's missing, if it's the problem with the name, does it include everybody, or does it only include the players? Because if it's only the players, then there's got to be something else out there. Okay, play the card. And let's go look and see what player count is here. Player count 7.
Okay, so player count technically is a creature count.
All right, we're going to do this. Yeah. Player count. And I think I'm going to say +1. So I just like this better than that 1,000 that was in there. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're prepping for the day you have 1,001 creatures on the
That's exactly what I'm doing. Now just go through everybody's turn. And then we should about now go get done. There it is right there. Round 2. Starting round 2. Sweet. Okay, good. All right, next. I haven't given this any thought, Rory.
Okay.
So you're experiencing
We're
with
going
these
to charge forward with brute force and ignorance.
for the first time. Yeah,
All
let's
the ways.
get rid of these guys up here. Let's close that up. I'm going to keep us in battle because I like the little Fred's lighting up thing right up there. So now what we have to do is implement this logic. Cold attacks get +3 to hit with a +3 damage bonus.
Okay.
Which means we need to pull away. Why is woe misspelled? I'm pretty sure that's spelling of woe. I just saw a squirrel.
I'm going to go with it's not a word, it's slang, and thus the dictionary doesn't have it in, despite it being correct for that slang.
Oh, look at this though. Woe is the correct spelling.
Really?
Woe is a common misspelling.
Okay.
W-H-O-A.
Rory was wrong.
Well, fine.
See, told you it happened.
Code Rush spell checker just came in and said, Mark, come on. Is it going to give me the right one? It doesn't give me the right one, though. W-H-O-A. It's different enough that I'm like, all right. All right, well, you haven't hit the next window. Okay, cool. How
Right,
do we
so
make that
determining that a particular attack is involving cold damage, detecting the correlation of that, or the overlap between that and the weather, and then adding to the attack dice and the damage dice as a result.
Yeah. So here's the deal.
Something like that.
Seriously roll the dice is the last thing we call before we roll the dice. This feels like the interception point.
Okay.
That's what it feels like. I'm kind of feeling like we find our way and we make a call from there into the card event queue, which is held by the card event manager. So I think what we do is we set a breakpoint in there when we roll the dice. So let's do a cold attack right now. I've got Ray of Frost. Like that. And let's hit it. We should get a breakpoint. Where are we? There it is right there. So I think what I want to do is I want to say this. Card event manager dot condition roll dice roll. So it's got a chance to go in there and modify it. Do it one more time. Rory, thanks so much for that. I love, by the way, how my buttons don't work, but yours do when that happens. Right? Let's go declare this. Condition roll. Now we're going to go into all the card event queues. We're going to give everybody a chance to play with that. Like that. Let's go declare that. And then we're going to go in here. And we want to check to see if there's an active card event. If not, no. Then we come in here. Ooh, by the way, though, it just occurred to me. How do we come back and set this to null when we end? You hear something, Mark? Holy cow! Look out! I'm really done with snow this year, man. I live in Costa Rica. No worries at all.
That's how you park your car, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah.
Just spinning it in a place like that.
That's exactly how I park my car. I'm loving this effects that's spinning around me, by the way. We did a good job on this, right?
That's nice.
You're geniuses. Okay, I got a problem.
So remembering from yesterday, our card queue events, these are active effects based on cards that have been, well, that's not quite true. There is a potential for multiple weather effects to have been played via cards, and we didn't want them to clash. So we set up the possibility of a queue for weather effects and another queue for, was it charge? No. I forget the word you used. It was the secondary type.
Yeah, Stampede.
Stampede, there we go.
Yeah, we did both of those.
So that there could be multiple stampedes, but they wouldn't happen at the same time, they would be queued. So these independent queues allow for sort of non-conflicting things, and we need to know, be able to work out which one is currently in effect. So effectively somebody casts some form of blizzard via a card, we now have cold effects going on. And if somebody immediately casts fire, or let's say heat wave, that won't take effect until the blizzard has worn off. So you'll get them sequentially. We're now in the position of having to detect the current event that is going on and determine the conditions that are attached to it, so as to work out whether or not we need to, in this case, add damage and attack dice and what have you.
Yes, 100% agree. I think what we need to change, we will not be able to do using edit and continue. I want to create an abstract method and have descendants override it, and I think edit and continue is going to choke on that. We'll give it a shot.
Okay.
But basically, we're in the right spot. So we've worked our way from the card event manager down to the card event queue. The queue has got a list of these things we're going to play, but only one is active. I had one line of code while you were discussing this, and this line right here. So this line, we're going to set this to null if, and it'll be, meaningful if the card event is done. Just so that up here, up above, we now know there are no more card events that are active. Then we're going to call Dequeue now, which might create a new one if it exists. Although I should actually do a peek here. Oh no, wait, here's if the count is 0.
You can optimize that. You should either do a .any or you could do an if peak is null. That means it doesn't have to count through all the items in there to determine just is there a first one is usually good enough. Why has that got an error there? Is that because we're still running?
Okay. Yeah. But I'm also worried about this though. If we play one card and there are none in the queue, this never happens. So what I kind of want here basically is something like this. If this, now I guess I'm going to do a non-null, and that, then I'm going to set it to null, like that. So I add this here. So we got our cleanup there. We can get rid of our cleanup there. And this was, if not any, then return. That should
good
be
point.
There.
Yeah, nearly introduced a problem. Oh, well done. Coding Gorilla's got us there in the chat anyway.
If not, Q cards events.
Good man.
Thank you so much. All right, cool. And now we're at a break point, so we can kind of step through that. Good and good. Okay, good. So now my Dequeue now is here. We're good. Now this is, wait. If we're not null and card is done, then we set it to null. So at this point, I think we're just going to go like...
Is that problematic? Is the act of us setting it to null messing with that third test?
If we're not done, we're going to return. I'm sorry, hold on. Otherwise,
previously, we were setting an active event card to null inside a test where it might already have been null.
There was a line of code here that did it earlier, and I got rid of that. Then we moved that down into change weather event. When the alarms are fired, we called is done is true. Okay? And then is done is true is now coming in here. So if we're not null and we're not done, we get out because we can't dequeue. Right? But if we are done, well, we're going to set active card event to null. And if we don't have any cards, we're out. Otherwise, we're called Dequeue now, in which case active card event becomes the new active piece. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, I'm going to keep running right here. I think we've cleared all those breakpoints out. Now what I want to do is trigger the card. Play. We're done with snow, they say. How about a heat wave? Feel better? Snow haters. All right, so we play the heat wave. We haven't rolled any dice yet. I'm going to throw a fireball out. Just to roll the dice. Condition roll. Cool, we're down to here. Now we're going to find out if adding continue can help us. I want to create condition roll. Like this. I want to make it, I want to go into the card event, make it abstract, and I think this is where everybody's going to just go sad right now at this point. Abstract, return a void, condition roll, like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see those purple lines there.
Oh, yeah.
That's
you did like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think continue says no.
Not yet, anyway.
Is there a jokingly roll the dice? Look, you gotta bear with me, man, Coding
I
Gorilla.
know there's a please roll the dice.
So I've got to please roll the dice. That's down below in TypeScript, and I've got to seriously roll the dice in C#. It makes sense to me. Okay, I know. Look, I know. It's
roll the dice or else.
Yeah. Part of the reason, I know this is a little crazy, but part of the reason that these work really well for me is that some of these are really memorable. Because they're, you know, by the way, this would be fun in the drone game, right? If you get too close to that, or if it just pops up and starts sucking the drones into it, and if they get close, they explode.
I'm watching the drone there, and there's a certain part of my brain that's wondering when the Enterprise is going to go around the sun and travel back in time or something.
Yeah. I don't think Surly's here. Is Surly here? Let's see.
I've not seen him so far.
Check out who's in the chat. I don't see Surly. Jeff's hat stand is out there. Jeff's hat stand one of Surly's bots? I think it might be. All right. Okay. Condition roll. No, it's going to be virtual. It's virtual because I don't care if I don't want to obligate anybody to have to do it. So we're going to go over to here and we're going to override that. Like that. Condition roll. Get our breakpoint. Now we need to figure out what is going on, because we really, when we create this weather card, we're basically sending it. Where's our creation? I think it's here. So we're setting the args. The args have the data we want. Yesterday I created a spreadsheet thinking, I don't know, my gut feel is let's kind of go here. What was it? It wasn't weather, was it? No, it was something else.
No, it was a little more abstract. It had only 2 rows in it, didn't it?
Card event.
There we go.
This is it right here. And I basically was saying, here are the parameters. Because I really want to access these by name. And I'm not exactly sure of the best way to do this. Min real time for video, minimum real time for the video. Yeah, this doesn't make sense because the videos are different lengths.
It's true.
This die roll string. Oh yeah, that's an immediate one. So part of the thing is I could use the weather keyword. I think for now, let's put it at a to-do here on here in terms of what we want to do. And the to-do is figure out an elegant way to map the parameter names to the arguments. Because of what I'm about to do will not be elegant. I guess is what that's my warning. It won't be elegant what we're about to do. I want to kind of go from here to something else. But we can use the weather keyword to kind of figure out, you know, let's bring up the card. Let's bring up the card maker for a second. So I want to show you what the card looks like when we declare it. Okay. Power level 1. Change the weather. Heat wave. Okay, so we've got this, right? One way we could do this, you know, because right now we've got Q effect. The effect is kind of the thing that knows about it. So I could use this keyword here, heat wave, to trigger known behavior. But then
so there's a subtle difference. You've got a card which knows about an effect and an effect which knows about the consequences.
Yeah, but that now means that if I want to change this, I got to go to my code to change it. That's what I have to do. And I have to change it here, and I have to go to my code. It would be kind of nice that if I just was in one place. So I'm not exactly sure how to solve that. I think I'm like thinking about because I kind of really like storing it with the card. I'm thinking about additional parameters, right? So some way with a string of specifying that if it's a fire attack, it's going to get +3, right?
So you want to write here. You actually want to write the physical consequences, or do you want to write a keyword that allows you to look up the consequences?
I kind of want to do something like this: +3
almost
fire.
like your dice string.
Yeah. That's what I kind of want to do.
So we need the +3. Yeah, I mean, in this case, it's +3. Well, it's not. Yeah, okay. So, just looking back to the specific example, it's +3 to the cold damage, but it's also +3 to the attack.
Yeah. I know. I'm with you.
How do you express that? I mean, do you literally just go +3 to each?
I think it might look like this. Attack. Damage. I think I could do that as a syntax.
It's great until there's a different value for each.
No, because you can just do. You could do this. Whoops. You could do. Shift pieces over here. This is crazy. You could just do that. Sorry, hold on. I know there's a lot on the screen. Like that.
Yeah, I like that better.
I need that
that
tool.
works.
I need that tool Campbell and I wrote. Let's go find it. It's not on my machine. It's on his. So go out to GitHub. It's code 1. Reg Explorer. This thing is really not bad. And in my head, I've got just a tweak, and it just takes it to the next level. It's so freaking cool. All right, let's get the code for this. Do this, I guess. Over here. What's my destination path going to be? I don't know. Do I really want to do that there? I guess. I don't really. Wherever it is, I want to be able to open it quickly from Visual Studio. Let's try that. Okay. Open this up. Start. All right, here we go. So we want to match something that looks like this, plus a number, like +3 or +3. Let's just copy what we've got in. Hold on. Let's just copy what we're talking about from this string. Right like that, without the quotes. All right, so let's see if we can figure this out. So we're going to go. We're looking for an optional. plus or a minus, and that's optional. Followed by a number, so we're going to say a digit followed by one or more. There's no decimals here. Followed by an open paren, followed by either the word fire or the word, wait. Am I doing this right? I don't think I am. Either the word fire or, do I do
cold,
multiple? Yeah, you know, cold or all of those other ones. I guess I could just also just say, you know what, we don't need to do that. Let's just get a freaking word. Okay,
yeah.
One or more of those, followed by a colon. Where's my colon key? There it is there. Followed by the one of these two, either attack or damage.
Do you need some kind of a capture around the word to extract what it is?
I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, which
sorry,
one
a
is
group.
This? Yes. You're right.
The /W plus.
Yeah, we need a group, and we need to give the group a name, which, as I recall, looks like this. Can we say damage kind? All right, look what's starting to come down here. See this? All right, Let's give this a group name as group and a name as well. We're going to come in here, and this one is going to be the damage type. I don't like that I've got damage type and damage kind here. Maybe this one is going to be, I could just say attack or damage. Attack or damage, like that. And this, we need a group around this, right here. Sorry, around to there. And that's going to be, give that a name as well.
Mark, not having seen this tool before, I've been following slightly differently. I've been looking at the code being generated because I didn't realize there was something in the upper left. It's largely blocked out by our heat wave. Perhaps bring this slightly more middle of screen.
I think I can turn off my heat wave, actually. Let's see if I can.
We've also got the code rushed rocket slightly obscuring as well.
Yeah, I'll bring it in the middle of the screen right here. Thanks for that. I'll bring it in over here.
Yeah, I was watching the generation on the const string pattern. I was trying to work out where the caret was during all of that.
No worries. Sorry about that. I know. I'm glad you interrupted me on this. So this is going to be called the modifier, like that. And so if we take out the comma here on this piece for a second, we get a match there, and the code looks good. Modifier, damage type, attack or damage is there. The damage type is fire. Why is it fire? Oh, the plus needs to be on the inside. There it is right there. Okay, so damage type is fire, attack or damage is attack, modifier is 3. Then we just need to be able to support multiples of these.
Yeah, lists of, so to speak.
Yeah, so then that means this is going to show up either a comma, or I guess a space.
Surely each match will be one of those.
Yes. And then
so it's probably inherently okay.
I'm doing
I think you're good already.
My sample code is what I'm doing right there. So it's this followed by one or more of those. So this or this, and this one. How do I do?
What I'm saying is I don't know that you need that. Is it not the case that if you had, let's call it expression 1 and expression 2, comma separated, and you invoke the code you've got there, and you bring back a number of matches,
fine,
you would have 2 matches.
Yeah.
And therefore you just iterate through the matches, applying them. Or do I have that? I'm not sure how accurate that is.
That's kind of correct, but the code it generates only creates one of these for the matches found, is what it does. And what we need to kind of do is change this to maybe returning a list of that T, because there are these. Look at this. There's tabs in here on the 4H that we need to fix on these 2 lines of code here. Okay, so I think, yeah, you're right. So we're going to call this our damage modifier. It's the modifier damage type and whether it's going to be attack or damage. What it's going to be. And maybe attack or damage is going to actually be, I'm going to add the word both. Right there, like that. And so we're going to say, this modifier part. Like that. So what would be super cool is if it saw this and it generated an enum for me, right?
Yeah.
But notice though that it gets modifier as a double from our sample data right up here. So that part's kind of cool. All right, let's do a copy of this. I need a damage type. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. So let's just do a couple other tests here. Cold matches. If we don't, it won't match if we don't type it in correctly. But if we do that, that should work. If I do both like this, we got a match. Okay. All right. Cool. Yep. So I'm going to take the generated code right here, copy that to the clipboard, and we're going to go throw that into. I love how it says good luck on that for us. We're going to throw it here into the app. So we're going to do this. Put that in there. Let's see. What's our problem here?
Frank Bracheros has just entered the chat room and says, hello.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank. How you doing?
Moving type to file. The damage modifier needs to do that. Go back, and we get one other class, the regex helper. Here's our sample usage for it, right there. Let's take our regex helper, move type to file. Let's use that, and let's change it. So it returns a list of teeth. Like that. And we're going to get a new list of teeth. And we'll call this result. We're going to come in here and we're going to say result. We're not going to do anything there. It's null or empty, we're not going to add it. I think. No, we are going to add it. We're going to totally add it because we've got a match. So we're going to say result.add. Like that. We're going to do the same thing here. Tony Grillo was with us on this show where we built this. Help us out with this combo right here to make that work. What's my problem here though? Oh, we got 2 results. Okay, just push result in there. Result added that. Then we're going to return result. Okay? So there's get value is going to return a list of those pieces right there. That's what I think we're going to do. Now I've got my get helper code. Now what I need to do is it's got to be one of the args passed in here. So I want to say it's going to look like this, and one of the args is going to let's break this up and let's make it a field like that. And then we just got to call one of the args to get it. Is what we have to do. When we call create, Oh, we changed it to lists. And so getValue is returning a list of folks, of values.
Well, you could for each through the match, or matches, making a new item, and then returning a list of damage modifiers. Make it a create list variant of the same method.
I'm
or
sorry,
create many.
Say that again.
Well, your create is presuming one, but you could have a create many. The difference being that you would initialize not one damage modifier, but many. You'd for each through the matches, making a new one, and then adding them to a list, and then return the list from the new create list or create many variant of this method.
Yeah, no, I get that. The problem is, so this is generated code. The problem as I see it, that I'm trying to work my way through, is that the generated code knows to grab this string and attach it to that variable or that property right there.
I'm saying we keep that. We just wrap that in a new list of damage modifier, which instead of returning damage modifier, we add damage modifier to that list and return the list.
I do get that, but the question is, where does this code go? Is the question, right? Because getValue used to return just the single value, expecting there was only going to be one match.
Oh, it's the getValue
right?
that's doing the list.
Yeah, so now we changed it. I just wrote the code to make it return a list instead. So, but it's only getting a list for that group name, right? It's not quite the same thing. I'd have to create 3 different lists and then iterate through and take each list piece. The code doesn't work for me now all of a sudden because of this.
Doesn't the getValue work in terms of taking the match and doing a group or getGroup, essentially naming it after the string? So
yeah, it gets groups with this name of the string that we pass in there. Can you sum them up? I don't want to sum them up either. Like in this example I could, but I'm talking about a kind of a code generator kind of situation.
What's the difference between regex helper getValue double and just regex and just get group? So match dot group brackets name of thing. Because I'm assuming inside of getValue you're doing match.group.
I need to check it. We actually had a change in the code generation because this is what I'm doing. I'm calling matches.groups, grabbing group name, and then see what I can do with that.
See, I don't think getValue needs to return a list. I think it needs to operate against a single match.
Okay. Well, if we go back to here...
So what we're saying is that your original helper was entirely... Well, it's doing a for each in there, isn't it? Oh no, that was the modification. Your original helper is correct. It's the outer method we needed to modify.
Well, if we do this, we've now got 2 matches. So when we were using this, when Campbell and I were using this, we only got 1 match. We set up our regex, so it was only 1 match, so everything was sweet and worked. But we're now suddenly tweaking this, so we're saying, okay, we want to now match 2 different things. What's the code gonna do, right? So now I've got this. We can't add these up really anymore. And when I say I want to find the modifier, it's going to give me a list that's going to have 3 and 2 in it. When I say give me the damage type, it's going to give me a list that has cold and fire in it. And when I ask for the modifier part, it's going to give me a list that has both and both in it. So I'm going to have a list for each property, and then I got to join the lists together to create individual instances.
What I'm saying is change the getValue so it doesn't return a list, but it only passes 1 match in, not the whole set of matches.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm with you on that. Here, let me undo a second. I'm with you. That feels like it's got a shot at working a little bit better.
So we don't need to, we do a single match instead of a match collection, and we don't iterate through, we just return the 1.
Okay. So
Okay,
done
so now from
there,
outside,
we do the loop. Did
do
that
the
seem
loop
like that took
here.
a really long time for me to get to this point, Rory? Were you like, come on, Mark? And I was just like, doi doi.
so I have this thing about communication. It's if I don't get the message to you, it's my fault.
So
I'm the one transmitting the message.
Right.
It's my fault that I'm not explaining it properly.
did it turn out to be that it was my fault after all, though, anyway? All right,
I
so
think we'll go with my fault, and everyone looks good as a result.
here's what we're going to do. We're going to return a list of damage modifiers now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come in here, do the result instance, set it equal to that. And then we're going to do this.
Add.
And then say
Yeah, there we go.
result.add. All right, that's our code. And then we're going to return it.
Yeah.
No. Damage modifiers is what I want to rename that to. If I can get it. Yes, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So we rely on the regex to find multiple matches. Then we take each individual match and we use the helper to turn the match back into a nice complex object that we can use way more intuitively.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. All right, so there we go. Damage modifiers. We're going to create it, but we really want to create it based on the args. I think it's the fourth one coming in. So I can say args of 4, but it really would be able to be better if I had these named.
Yeah.
Right? So that over in my here, I'm going to actually put this in the code as a to-do right in here.
We need a nice way to translate from the easy to read arg name to its index so that we can pull it out from the appropriate location.
Yeah. All right, right there. Okay. I think we're ready to run.
We've got a single damage modifier, which is now a list. What is going to use that? I guess we're running and we're going to play with it as we go, edit and continue style, yeah?
Yeah, that's kind of my plan.
Cool.
But yes, 100%. That's going to happen. Where's the condition roll? We got the breakpoint there ready to go. So we're going to use damage. We're also going to get the breakpoint when we create it and see what arg it is. This change we made here, did I save it? Oh, I didn't save it. That's not good. So we'll save it. So let's change this to both. I really do want to kind of do that anyway. There we go, fire both. And now I got to reload everything, I think, to get that card data back in. Note to self, make something more granular reloading so I can reload just the cards. Okay, looks like that reloaded. Should be able to clear the visuals now. It's over here on the monitor. So Heatwave should have that option when we play Heatwave. So let's play the Heatwave card. Play it. Breakpoint. There it is. Cards coming in. So it's 2. Args of 2.
Okay.
Can I cast this to a string like that? There we go. Okay. So now if we come in here to damage modifier, we should see damage type is fire, modifier part is 3, modifier is 3, modifier part is both.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's good. So now we have the ability to condition the roll. We run that. Now that's up for a minute. Just to test the minute part is still working, we're going to add a minute to the clock. And it's gone. Cool. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do a fire roll right now. We should not see a breakpoint there, meaning it's in fact gone. So I'll cast fireball. Okay, no breakpoint. Okay, let's go back.
Fire damage.
Play the card. Roll the dice. Comes the attack. Now it's the breakpoint. Sweet, that's one. I want the other one. Here we go.
There we
So
are.
now we've got a dice roll coming in, and we got to figure out what to do on this with the damage modifier, that sort of thing. So if damage modifier dot, oh, it's a list. Shoot. We need a breakpoint there. We need to go in here, modifier, the damage type, I think is what it is. We're looking for damage type. And I've got down in D&D utils, I think I've got something that says 2 damage. And we can pass in the string and get back an answer like that. So now we should come in and be able to say, get the damage. Damage is fire. So now I want to check to see if the dice roll's got any damage, fire damage. Dice roll. Why would it not give me my local? Look at what I'm Oh, I don't have the C in it. That's why.
It's
Okay.
the dice versus die again.
Yeah. Okay, so dice roll. Let's see
Damage type?
I'm not sure what's going on with it there. There we go. Damage health extra dice.
There was a damage
fire.
type there.
Oh, let's go look at that. What do we got? None.
Oh.
Yeah, we got different versions, and different calls are doing different things. We also, I think, maybe have that looks like an individual dice. What is it? Details. Remembering that. Roll. I thought we had an individual roll. What do we have? Oh, it's. I'm sorry. No, hold on. Let's go look at this thing. Maybe come in and quick watch this. Oh, come on, please. You can hint. Oh, and you make this hard to use, hard to see, because we got that. Well, I guess I'm kind of okay with that, but we got to do this, and I got to do this. I'm gonna make a code compile to get the quick watch. It just bugs me that I've got, I can hover over it and see the value of it. Oh, well, we killed the app.
Boom.
The app stopped.
Just dead.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
I'm looking at the start button right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's because you're entirely correct about being able to hover over until the moment you chose to tell us that you could hover over, and it was like, hang on, there's no data there.
Yeah.
But you're right, the app died, which, no.
By the way, this is only level 1 of the heat wave effect. I've got 3, and essentially what happens is the sun just gets closer and closer, so it takes up more of the space. Yeah.
It's just more oppressive heat.
Exactly. It's exactly oppressive heat. That's what it is. Okay.
I was watching the snow as I came into the show, and it was very light snow, but there were reasons in my head that could potentially carry on for some time, at which point the level of snow building up in front of the players could just get incrementally higher. Eventually, poor little Judy's not going to be able to jump high enough to be seen.
That's kind of fun. This idea of actually making snow that rises. Okay, so I want to go into dice roll here. Let's right-click this, do a quick watch on this. One more time out there, Rory. Give it to me. Okay, so damage health dice. So we've got data there. The dice DTOs, that's what I was trying to recall. There's none of those. Yeah, we're going to have to parse the string, I think. 8d6 fire. That's what I think we're going to have to do. So we've got a couple ways to analyze this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this though. Is I'm going to say if damage is not equal to damage type dot none, then I don't think there's anything we're going to. Well, in that case, then we're going to come in and say we're going to say, hey, if dice roll dot has damage and then we're going to pass in our damage on it. And if that's the case, then we're going to then say dice roll dot, I have the card modifiers. I do. Is that instantiated? I hope it is. If it's not, no. Good. Let's say card modifiers dot add a new card modifier. And I'm not sure what its properties are. I don't remember those. Shoot, we didn't save the creature ID. Oh, but it's in our, is it in our ARGs? I think it might be. ARGs. So blame name is equal to ARGs.
I don't know that we're saving ARGs, are we?
I think it's out there. Yeah. I think it's we're not saving it obviously here. We're not saving it. Oh, why not? We need to set that up. So it's which would increment this parameter, and this is again why the naming has got to be right here. So args is out there, but it's not saved. It's of type object. Hold on a second. I'm getting what appears to be an important text from Richard Campbell, who said, yesterday you literally said this. And he's got a news item here. Ha ha ha! Ah! You're right, I did say it. And yeah, it's now a news item. And yeah, okay, cool.
Engage smug mode.
Is that smug? Hey man, I'm just happy that like I'm dealing out good information every once in a while.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, okay, so we're not going to set the blame name for now. Maybe I'll just say, we'll say, yeah, username is what we're going to put here. Yeah, I want to change. I hate it when this happens where I'm in the middle of doing one thing and I realize, oh, I want to change my structure a bit. I'm going to come in here. I want to do this username, card event. I want to set this guy right up in here. Card event name. Why don't we pass in the username here? That's what I want to know. I may just restart this whole thing. EA. Dot. Do I have a username in here? Somewhere outside I've got it. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the app. Sorry about these kids. Still not here. I need it. I need the username. Queue effect event args. Quest card event queuing. Is it coming from down below? UV function. Queue effect. What's the call look like over here? Whether card username is number 2 coming in. Card username, it's not being used in here. We're skipping from args of 0 to args of 2. So let's go figure that out. Card username, let's not lose that. There. So we now know that we need at least 2 parameters and up to 10. And so parameter 1 is that, and parameter 2 is card username. This is for IntelliSense out there, the name of the user. User who played this card. And that's required, and that's going to be parameter 2. Okay, card username, we're going to start passing this thing in. This is where Coder's is kind of helpful here. Let's make it the queue effective nargs. Pop that in there like that. Pop that there. Come in here, declare property with initializer. Like that. What's up with my casing here? Let's rename this. Kill to this. Cool. Now let's look at where we're using card event name. There.
And the nice part about this is you're passing the structure down many levels, and therefore the structure itself should continue to work.
Yeah. Card username. Right there. And then we're going to say results dot card username. What do I? Yeah, username is equal to that. Okay, done. Next, I think I've got username. Yeah, right there. So continue along this line here. Flame naming is equal to that. Creature ID is nothing. There's no creature ID here. There's no multiplier yet with these. There's only an offset. So we're going to say the offset is equal to modifier dot modifier is what it is. Like that. All right. Is offset, what is that? It's double. All right, so we're good there. Just working my way back through all the markers. Gonna drop to get out there. Okay, so now we're down to has damage, asking for a specific kind of damage. So I want to put this in dice roll. If damage, stir, what's it called? Damage. Extra. There's damage health extra dice. That's not null, and well, if it's not null, let's just going to do something. And I think there's something called dice roll details. Die roll details.
Die roll details. There's definitely details. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, and we're going to say, do I have a from? I'm pretty sure I can pass it that string. Like that. For the local. And then that's going to parse that string for me. And then got my rolls. For each roll, then I'm going to come down and say if roll dot, what do I got? Damage? Oh, come on, descriptor is the string. If this descriptor dot contains and essentially damage dot to string is kind of what we're looking at right there. Then we're going to say return true. Return true, like that.
Now this is the piece comparing fire and fire to make sure it's the right damage type.
Yes.
I've seen you use fire in both casings.
Yeah, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to come in and say what's happening with the descriptor? I think it's going in a particular direction with the casing on this. Let's go find the descriptor. Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's, I think what we're going to have to do is this. We're going to do, this is actually a better way to do it anyway. I'd say unfortunately, but it's actually better. D&D utils, got 2 damage. So if that's equal, if the descriptor damage is equal to the other, we're going to return true. Okay, so there's one piece right there. The other one is that we have the dice DTOs, which is a property. So we're going to say not null and that dot count is greater than 0. Then we're going to do a for each inside of there, and on each dice DTO, what do we got? We have damage type. There it is right there. So we're going to say if dice damage type is equal to damage. Oh, it takes so long to show up there. Why would that be the one you give me last? Then we're going to say return true. And I think those are the two things we need to check.
Okay.
Set a breakpoint over here. If dice DTOs any is equal to true. If dice DTOs any. Okay, yeah. Any. And we'll give you right there. Is it that? Is any a method?
I think it may be.
And is it just that this could return, I need an equals null? Is that what I'm needing? That's probably what it is. Yeah. Sorry about that, Coding Gorilla. You probably were like frantically typing to get me to finish it. Okay, cool. So if dice CTO's any is equal to null, or is not equal to null? Is that what it is? Or is equal to true?
Because any's going to return true or false.
Yeah, it's equal to true. Sorry, I don't know why I put.
But at that point, why do we need the double equals true? Because isn't that the presumption of any Boolean returning fact?
No, because this could return null right there. This is going to return null, true or false. Yeah, it returns a nullable bool. Coding Gorilla is 100% correct in his explanation.
Cool.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So now we've got has damage in here. Let's set a breakpoint in here so we can take a look at that. I'm a little bit concerned that we're adding just a modifier, but the modifier is just having this offset with a name associated with it. There's nothing else we're really doing here. We're not like adding it to a particular die or something like that. But it's kind of like, I'm okay with it. I think it's a card modifier. It kind of makes sense. It's going to kind of work. It's not as flexible as we want it to be.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chance it's going to work. I'm going to run here and we're going to refine this and see how to continue. I actually think the blame name isn't used in TypeScript at all yet in terms of showing showing who did it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, we went through all that effort, maybe for no visual effect here, but I still want to do it because there may be a time when we do use it and I want that to be accurate.
Better to do it now whilst we are drilled in than have to come here again in order to fix it.
Yeah.
Contextually, we have the information we needed, so that's good.
Yeah. All right, let's get ready to play the card. Pop that to the other side. Play the card. Card layout is close to it, but I don't think it's perfect. Let's do this. We're going to go into scenes, clear the weather, clear the visuals. Now let's play the card. Card play. And we're active. Let's run. Now, quickly close. If I can, you're going to have to close, Rory. One more time. Okay. So here we are in this space. Fire. If dice roll damage has damage, I think we got breakpoints in here. Okay, roll, get it. All right, cool. Rolls, descriptor. Okay, cool. We got a match. So we matched it, returning true. That's good. I think this is going to similarly work. I don't think I need to trigger that. So now we should see a +3.
27 fire damage.
Oh, great. Now I have to add these up. I took a screenshot. 12, 14,
no,
I took a
24.
Screenshot. Don't you stress.
24.
You got 24 already?
3 is 27. Hang on. I think it's 27 without.
All right, let's see what we got here. I got 7, 11, 13, 18, 22, 24, 27. You're right. The +3 didn't show up. I think it was added, though. Pretty sure we added it. Let's go double check that. We added it right here. Let's double check that line of code. Looks like we're done with it. We'll have to replay it. Play the card. Okay, the modifier is definitely a 3. Username didn't come down. That is an empty string. We got to get all the way back out to Q effect. Set breakpoint there. Okay. Continue. Let's play the card again. Here we go. What's up with my arguments? Card username.
It's got a space in card username. Is that going to be a problem?
I don't think it should be. But maybe? Let's try it. There may be another thing going on here, and I think it's maybe... Yeah, that's not working either. That's going out to system variables dot card username is what it should be getting. What are you equal to? Null.
Okay.
So we need to set that before we call this. Let's go back to our call stack. Jumping out, Dequeue effect, trigger card played event. We're right around in this space here. Card event data. That doesn't help me. Where's my username? Let's jump out. Card redeemed. Streaming service. Here. Okay. So let's get out here, and then we'll add a the system card username is equal to EA dot card DTO dot username. Dot. Let's come back up here and make sure this works. What do you say? Good. Okay. Now here. Username. Good.
There we go.
Okay. I don't think it's that we need this here at all, but let's go back and do it one more time without the trim. Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool.
All right, run it. Now we've got that. Sweet. Run it. Run it. I don't know if I can fire that in time. It looks like it's still going.
Okay, how many dice to count?
Do fire damage.
We don't have to count them. Don't
23.
count them. Stop, Rory. You don't have to do it.
26.
All right, let's go back to the... Where I want to go to the weather. Weather effect is what I think it is. Change weather card again. Here. I want to double check one more bit of data that was in there. And let's try another roll. There's a breakpoint right there. The modifier we verified was 3. I just wanted to make sure that new card modifier initialize. I'm sure it does. Multiplier to 1, and it does. Okay. All right. And, oops, I forgot to check the username was good there, but I think it is. All right. So I think our problem's down below, and so we got to go figure out why the plus offset isn't happening to it. Is what I need to do.
Yep. That's
a move to TypeScript. How are you doing on time, Rory?
Funny you should ask that.
I could sense.
I am about that time. I need to take my leave and disappear to return Tuesday at the same time.
All right, my friend.
Been a good session.
It's not bad. You helped me out, man. I was like, sometimes I was like, I got in a state where I was like, what's going on with me? Wasn't happy about that. But I also was rewarded and redeemed with the message from Richard Campbell. So
yes.
You literally said this yesterday. Yeah. So.
Mark Miller, prognosticator at large.
Yeah, that's me. All right, buddy. We'll see you on Tuesday next week.
Indeed.
All right.
Okay, bud. Have a good one. We'll see you then.
We'll see you later then. Thanks so much, Roy. Right, let's hit the party button. So the modifier looks good. Let's go figure out what's going on down below. Let's open up a new browser here. We'll bring up the die roller and inspect. And I think we're going to have to go look at the code and actually make some changes to the code. Report die totals. Kind of happen to be right in the right spot. Well, maybe. Show role modifier. Report die totals and mods. Report roll results. Let's just throw this out. I wanted the roll results to come out. Let's refresh it. Okay, here we go. Play the card. Roll the dice.
All right. 34 fire damage.
Nothing seems to come up. Let's roll it again.
Fire damage.
We are not getting to report roll results. All right, let's figure that out. How is that even possible? I didn't think there was any way out without calling it. No bonus dice. Okay, I think this is a right click and empty cache and hard reload issue maybe. Alright, let's try one more time. Let's just do a regular roll without the bonus pieces in there. There we go. Roll results are coming out now. Yeah, so it looks like that was the problem. Looks like we got some wild magic checks going on because I've got two die roll pieces open at once. Are they going to settle down and stop, or do I got to kind of stop one of these? Alright, so settle down. Okay, next, let's recreate the scenario. So we play the heat wave card, we roll the die. I want to see what roll
27 fire damage.
Okay, cool. So we've got our roll results in here. So we do have a card mod. Wild Magic rolled a 1. That's what's going on over there. We do have a card mod.
Your size increases.
We have a card mod for player 2, but the value is 0. So the card mod, I'm a little bit concerned about the card mod being 0 right there. That's kind of the thing we're dealing with. So we have to figure that out. Let's throw out dice roll data as well. I'm not sure if we are trapping that or not. We are throwing it at some point. Let's...
There we go. Fire damage.
So there, we've got the offset of 3. The card modifiers coming down are correct. So it seems like the problem is in our counting in here. I'm going to say log progress is true, and we'll see if we're going to look specifically at the card modifiers. Total scoring dice. If we've got total scoring dice, then we're going to add this. Otherwise, we're going to say total roll is total roll plus 2 modifier. Total scores does not contain a single player ID. I don't think that's true. I think we're going to be in this space. I think. All right, we've got log progress set to true. Let's just refresh it and see if we get anything interesting here in the log.
$35 fire damage.
All right. So what do we have? We have die counts as damage, counts as damage. She's got a whole bunch of things. The die is counting as damage. No multiplayer dice. So we follow this through here. We're coming in this space here. I do not need these pieces here. No, oh, the braces. Yeah, the braces are needed because of that. Okay. Collecting the card mods. The card mods do not have the player's ID in them, I think. I wonder if it's because the creature ID is coming in 0. And it should be the ID of the creature who's actually rolling the dice. Let's try that. Right in here. Let's see. I think it's going to be in the dice roll. Right there. Okay, one more time. Die roll. Okay, die roll's got somewhere inside of it. Is one player true? Single owner ID. So, let's do this. Creature ID is equal to, and then we're going to say if dice roll dot is one player. Then we're going to say creature ID is equal to dice roll dot player ID, creature ID. Where do we see it? What was it? Single owner ID. Like that. And then down here in the card modifier, we're going to give it that creature's ID. Because we're modifying that creature's role. That's kind of what's going on. I think that might be why. It would be nice if that solves the problem. And we suddenly saw our +3 show up.
34 fire damage.
It did not look like that worked. Let me see. Let me take a screenshot. 34 was what was said. What do I got? I got 11, 17, 21, 22, 7, 33, 34, 34. And I think they said 34 expired. Right? That's what I think they did. Let's double check it one more time. Make sure that that's not being counted in there. Wolf DM is now following. Welcome, Wolf DM. Are you a dungeon master? Voting Gorilla says, hey, Wolf DM, did I miss something in the chat room? I missed you. Hey, Wolf. Welcome. You are a dungeon master. That's awesome. We're writing code to make Dungeons and Dragons create essentially like ESPN level special effects for Dungeons and Dragons game. That's what we're working on right now, we're right now testing out the Streamloots cards here that we added to create different effects in the game that players can play the card. There's the Heat Wave, which basically brings on a Heat Wave where fire attacks get a +3 bonus to hit and +3 damage bonus. That's what we're working on right now, getting that bonus to be calculated down below in the typescript. Bald Bearded Builder sent me. Well, I'm glad he sent you. Yeah, so we're doing, that's what we're doing here. If this is your first time in, let me give you maybe a quick demo of what's going on. Right now we're working on these different card effects right here, so I can come in here and play a card, and I'm not sure if we're going to hit a breakpoint on this or not. We must be in a breakpoint. No? You can see the snow effects go on there. Rain, same thing. Looks like those effects aren't playing. Looks like we have a disconnect somewhere. And my cast my fireballs. So we got fire effects on the dice.
35
so we show the damage
fire
right there.
damage.
Calculation of all of those, counting up all the dice, that sort of thing. Different effects on the die too. When we roll a die like this, kind of spooky kind of effects there. It's necrotic damage, so you see the skulls coming out of the
That's a hit.
faces there.
6 necrotic damage.
Here's Ray of Frost coming at you. With cold damage on the dice.
11 plus 8. That's a hit. With 10 cold damage.
And then, as well, we've got different weapon effects and things like that. So, I think Cassandra's got... What do you have, Cassandra? She's got a Warhammer. There's hers right there. We'll roll that. Bludgeoning damage. And yeah,
4
that's her
plus
mace.
6.
There's her mace. She's not a mace girl. She doesn't really throw out the mace a lot. That's kind of it. We also have the ability to mark
That is a
conditions.
hit.
So I can like
With 4 bludgeoning damage.
throw up a bunch of conditions there, or get rid of them, whatever, that sort of thing. So we can mark people with conditions. Oh, and then if we take damage, I think it's like more fun than taking a little bit of damage, right? Here's 22 damage. Oh, that's not working. Oh, I know, because I hit the wrong button. There it is, okay. How did that get left up? That is super interesting. All right. We'll refresh that. So that's kind of a sense of what we're doing here. Just notice these effects weren't playing anymore. I want to go after that bug. We should be seeing the screen right now. Let's go see if we can figure that out. I almost think, yeah, let's go figure it out. Right in here is where we should be seeing that work. So let's play the card. Oh, you know what I bet might be happening? I bet our queue might not be activating. We may not be getting in here. Let's go see what's going on here. I wonder if, yeah. So active event is not null. There's nothing in the queue. Okay. Set a breakpoint here. See if we get to the queue. Play. Oh, I know breakpoint. Not in queuing. So breakpoint there. Play card. Not getting. Oh yeah, we are here. Okay, here we are. Ooh, we got an exception. Parameter name is input was null. Okay. Let's go find that. R's aren't right. Q effect event R's are not right. Snowstorm slows, snow light. Oh wait. They are, the problem is out here on the cards. I need that third parameter right there, is what I need. So this does +3 fire to both. Snowstorm does +3 cold on it, right? To both, and both means both hit and the damage right there. And rain is going to do +3 lightning. Both. And Light Fog's got some whole other stuff that's going on with it. So let's do that. The other thing I want to do is I want to make it so we're cool that we don't throw the exception. So let's trigger the card again. And step inside. This, I think, is my problem. Yeah, right there. Then we do that. And then we do that. All right, super, that's better. So now we shouldn't, now if we play Snowstorm, shouldn't get the exception. We dequeued it, we're dequeuing, as expected. We're showing weather, snow light, that's what I'm expecting as well. And there's the snow. Okay. Good. All right, so now the last thing we got to kind of figure out is why are we losing the modifier? So we losing the modifier when the die roll occurs. That's kind of where what we're kind of looking to figure out is find that modifier down there and figure out why we're not counting it. So going down to TypeScript. Card mods. It's like local arrays. That's called first thing in tally totals. Tally totals is called here, which is happening on every single dice piece that's out there. So we should absolutely get to that initial. This line of code should run. Card mods for player ID to this. Let's refresh it here. We're at a break point, we're not at the break point. Why is it still snowing? Snow should stop. Let's turn it off manually here. And Surly's here with his formation drones. Really fun. All right, so let's see here. Bob Bearded Builder, by the way, was working yesterday, Surly. Said he caught your... Oh man, is volume too loud?
He's in the house.
Too loud, it sounds like. How's it now, Surly? I turned it down just a little bit. Also, that sound is coming from the Dungeon Master app. Let me stop that for a second, because that's at a different volume than the Code Rush music. Let me start the Code Rush music. See how that is right there. Okay, I think what we're doing is we're out here going to play the card. Let's get our heat wave card, play it. Now roll something with fire in it. Condition roll. Here's where we can make our changes to it. Wait, how did I jump out of condition roll so quickly? Where was I? Oh, did I hit F? Did it just step over the for each? Is it just one whole thing? I think maybe it did. Let's see
fire damage
here. So I'm looking to see. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting that new. Total Scores does not contain a single player ID. I think this is part of the problem right here. Shoot. Total scoring dice might be 0 though. It shouldn't be get, it should be has. I think. I feel like that's the fix. Let's see if we get any better luck with that. Let's get the okay, let's play the card. And let's roll the dice.
$33 fire damage.
We still got the same thing here. Total Scores does not contain a single player ID. Did we get a, let's just double check this here. An empty cache hard reload on this guy out here. And we'll try one more time.
$25 fire damage.
Yep, still nothing down there. Okay, so it doesn't have any total scoring dice. So the question is here, how do we get the card mod for the single player ID if we don't have a single player ID? I think the problem is really kind of in this space here. Nice. Nice, Shirley. Nice. All right, so let's look at this. Tally totals gets a player ID coming in. Let me go back to see where we were before. Single player ID. Where do we set this? Has single individual. Dice roll data has single individual.
29 fire damage.
Yeah, it does not have a single individual. Why don't we think we have a single individual rolling this die? What do I get out of here? No. Here we go. It does not have multiplayer dice. Pretty sure when we rolled that dice, there's no multiplayer in that. I think we're having a problem here too. This may be part of the problem. I think I may have introduced an issue there. Let's refresh. Let's play again. Damage modifier is good. Got a good value. Let's roll the dice. Second breakpoint here. There it is right there. Whoa, damage modifier went from a good value to null? Is it because we're in the queue? We got 5 in the queue. Waiting for the main one to get rid of itself. Why isn't the main weather event getting rid of itself? Finish isn't being called for it. The 1 minute event didn't get called.
Fire damage.
Is it something we did during while debugging? Let's go back and look at the queue again. I'm going to I'm going to jump back here to dequeue the next one. All right, run there. And we're going to need to keep dequeuing, I think, is what we're going to do. Get rid of all of these. One left. Go, dequeue that. That should be all of them. All right, now if we come in, play another card. See if this works. Damage modifier comes in. The modifier should be affecting cold throws. And so now if I run something with cold damage in it, we did not get down here in condition roll.
2 plus 8.
That was unexpected. Let's try it again. Play the card. And there we go. There's the play with the all right, and now let's try one more time. Ray of Frost. Go. So dice roll doesn't have multiplayer data. Where are we getting that from? I thought we had something down below that was like has multiplayer dice. Do we see that in C#? We do not. Okay, that's a local property. Calling has multiplayer dice. Going through dice DTOs. There should be no DTOs coming down. Wait, but that's only in this scenario, prepared dice DTO roll. Let's go take a look at where else it's assigned. Player roll options, length is greater than 1. All right, so let's look at player roll options. How long is that? Length is exactly 1. That looks like it's set to the right value. All right, let's keep running up here. Where are the breakpoints here and here? How you doing? Pretty good.
18 plus 11. That is a hit.
There's the modifier.
10 cold damage.
The modifier just showed up there. The +3. That doesn't make any sense to me. Surely said, Mark, I'm sorry I didn't hear what you said when it came in, nor did I hear whether you replied to any of my earlier messages. The buffering is really bad for me today. Oh, I'm sorry about that. So let's see. I was saying that Bald Bearded Builder was lurking yesterday and saw your aerial display, is what he said. Mark, sorry I didn't hear what you said when I came in. I didn't see the call to Mark show up either. That didn't work.
Hey, Mark.
Wait, that worked for me. Did I miss yours? Not sure why that didn't work for you. Drone dice and explosions everywhere. Okay. All right, just scrolling back through the chat, make sure I got everything. Let me know if there's any other questions you have, any messages I missed from you. Okay, now I'm confused as to why it's working on the stream when we hadn't even refreshed. We were making those other changes. I'm a little bit concerned about that. Also, I'm trying to figure out where we are in. So is the snow effect, is that from here? Why is that still playing. Why doesn't Snowstorm stop playing? I played, oh, it just did. I just, because I was, okay, we just played 2 rains in a row, so it should last 2 minutes. It was just that I'm, the minute hadn't passed. Let's add a minute and add another minute. Good. Okay, so the rain's stopping. And so now we're thinking lightning damage is going to work a little bit better. Now let's see if we can find that. Call lightning. So what is our +3?
10 lightning damage.
Not there. So the plus isn't coming up if we're not totaling an attack die as well, I think is the problem. So I do think we have a problem. We need an attack die to get it right. In other words, where did we do that? We were just doing, it was the cold attack. It was frostbite, I think. Right? No, frostbite for damage only. What was it? Ray of Frost? Ray of Frost! So, if we come in and we play the Snowstorm card, which I'm going to do now, and now we roll Ray of Frost, we should see the +3.
+14. It's a hit with 15 cold damage.
All right. So at least here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the show soon. I'm just going to put in here my to-do over here. Count the damage correctly when there is no D20. Count the damage mod correctly when there's no D20. Is that the only thing? By the way, Surly, when I stopped the show, I had stepped away. I came back and the drones were still doing some cool stuff on my machine. It was kind of fun to watch that, knowing that you were just, making something happen on one side of the world without getting any visual feedback. Excuse me. So count the damage mod correctly when there's no D20. Check to make sure the weather effects are ending at the correct time. We saw some weather effects stay in the queue. Is that due to our changes during edit and continue? Something we want to take a look at. Make sure we rule that out. And I think that's it. I want to say thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks, Surly. Yeah, I had implemented a new corners command and wanted to try it out. Well, it was cool and it was working. Yeah, it was very cool stuff, or at least it looked like it was working. Let's get a raid going. See who's out there right now in the live coding team. All right, send you over to Bald Bearded Builder since he graced us with a few words today in the chat room. It's a bit matrixy when I send the commands to chat and work out in my head if the digital friends are doing what I expected them to do. Yeah, I bet it is. All right, kids, we'll see you later. Say hi to Bald Bearded Builder for me. We'll see you tomorrow.